2020 was a year like no other. Miss Corona brought the world into mass panic, and lockdown thrust upon us a new form of learning and communication, where heavy restrictions to normal life rendered us more isolated than ever before. And to those of us who actually go outside, we were definitely very disappointed. We were all forced to turn to many forms of escapism, TikTok, and other ways to cope. Student life especially was turned on its head, and personally, the prophetic glory that would be graduation and our formals quickly dwindled before my very eyes. In this video, I want to talk directly to the graduating cohort of 2020. I will be talking to 4 special guests, all of which are ex-students who graduated high school in the year of the coronavirus, 2020. I want to see how they have been able to cope with the final exams in a time of COVID-19, what strategies they have used, and how their perception of the future has inevitably changed, both as a developing individual and as a direct impact from the lockdown and the pandemic. So, to conclude this year and the massive time of our lives, I'll be giving voice to the Year 12 cohort of 2020, robbed of the rumoured glory and fantastical final year. Let's see how they feel about life moving forward after a pretty crap year. Are they hopeful or pessimistic? Honestly, who knows? You'll have to watch the video to find out. Okay, so before we start the video, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of the guests on today. They were wonderful and they gave so much good information that I hope you guys take something from it. And if you liked any part of this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel and it'll help me get out videos faster for you guys to watch. This is actually the first upload on the channel, so I really hope you guys enjoy. Anyways, back to the interview. So I'd just like you to quickly introduce yourself. So who are you and what are some of your influences and passions? And then once you're done that, what's one odd fact some people might not know about you?
So my name's Suzanne.
My name is Brandon. I'm a former Year 12 student.
Hello, my name's Leilani. I currently finished my HSC.
Passions, I love gaming and I also love science. I've enjoyed science in school and plan to do science in the future in university.
I guess you could say like science, math, sports.
I guess I love community service, youth ministry.
In terms of my influences, I'm greatly influenced by a lot of the media I consume. A lot of TV shows that I watch. One of the ones that sticks out to me the most is probably Doctor Who. That has had a substantial influence on how and the way I write. And I don't do much writing, so there you go.
I guess some of my influences, my family. They were born in the Philippines, so they have always taught me to appreciate what I have, gratitude at the forefront of everything that I do.
One of my influences, that's a very, very interesting question. I don't know, I just do my own thing.
In terms of people, of course I look to my parents as great influences, their wisdom and advice they give to me. Also the people around me, a lot of my friends are great influences on me to, be kind.
And one odd fact,
Even though I know I'm very lazy to people, but I actually love organizing things.
So everyone knows I'm Samoan, but I'm also there's Samoan, New Zealand, I think there's Norwegian.
I love to sing. I like singing, but I also like rugby as well.
Ooh.
Chinese, and there was something else.
She's Miss
German.
Worldwide.
I'm Miss
Right, so throughout 2020, we've encountered a lot of challenging situations, especially due to the coronavirus. We had to go under lockdown in March through to April. It was a pretty challenging time. So what challenges have you faced throughout the year, and how did you, manage yourself as effectively as possible?
I think the main problem with lockdown was I was very unmotivated in school, especially at home with isolation. It was so hard because you know how you're in control of everything, with online school, you can either sleep in or try to get yourself up in the morning. And I always just slept in till 12 and maybe I'll do something. Yeah, it was hard.
It was really difficult.
Yeah, especially not being able to see my friends. Like, that was really hard as well. Because I really hate being lonely for so long.
So during lockdown, I think one of the hardest parts for me, at least, was just coping with the workload of high
definitely.
school. Because compared to what it was normally, like when we go to our normal everyday classes, the workload during quarantine just increased by so much. It was insane.
It really did. Like, they had
Yeah.
no filter.
I didn't find it hard at all to stick to my timetable. I thought that was the easiest part. It was just separating my room from where I was working, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
You could say it was pretty invasive, wasn't it?
yeah, because my room is where I do my homework normally, which I'm fine with. But the fact that I had to do my normal schoolwork plus the homework, that it became too much, I think, for any person to handle. And because our backyard was a bit crowded, there was no real other space for me to go to. So I kind of just had to deal with it, if I'm being honest. There was not much I could do.
When it all happened, we obviously had to isolate, and I think, like, I'm not speaking for myself as well, I think with everyone, we struggled a lot with keeping up with schoolwork.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that was beneficial was that, like, we could kind of sleep in and just, like, sign in whenever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it was hard. Just every day you're sitting at one spot and you're trying to be on time or something with your Zoom calls, and it was just schoolwork. I felt like it was more heavy than usual.
Yeah, there was a lot more work.
It was a lot
Yeah.
more work, and it was actually pretty difficult.
It was more so the social aspect. That was what I really,
Struggled with.
like, yeah. But, I was very grateful that our school, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the name, privacy reasons, but, like, they opened up the school, and, for kids who, like, had parents who were, like, frontliners, and, they weren't really able to supervise them from home, so they were able to go to school, and, as school captain, I was happy that I was able to go as well,
Oh, so you stayed at school for the majority of it? Was that
I
it?
did, yes. I just caught the bus every day, just me and the bus driver, 2 people every day. Yep.
Did you get to know the bus driver like a bestie?
I did, yeah, there were 2 bus drivers.
Aw.
One of them, Rick, another one, Vlad. Very nice guys.
Shout out to Rick and Vlad, the bus drivers for Jaden.
Shout out to Rick and Vlad, if you guys are listening right now. You guys got me through COVID.
Oh, literally. They got you to and from.
Literally.
And I think I kind of gradually lost motivation a bit,
That seems to be a big one.
because I know I had to do a bio test during the whole lockdown thing, but we obviously we took, like, specific procedures and stuff, but it was just really hard, like, going in, and it was just isolated from everything. And I think obviously the teachers took that into consideration, but I know with that test not a lot of people did well, because I'm pretty sure our average was like 16 out of 35. It's
Yeah.
like not even a pass.
No.
It's not even a pass. Luckily I passed, but, like,
That's good. That's
yeah, the lockdown, it definitely affected a lot of us.
good. Did you find ways to keep connecting to your friends, even though you weren't, like, physically there with them?
I think most of the time we were on Discord and just talked during, like, a break or something. Like, we'd have recess and lunchtime, like, at, like, the time we do have them at school. So we just come on and talk to them. And I also, had my boyfriend to talk to as well during tough times. So I had someone to vent to as well. And yeah, that's how I kind of overcame things.
Not seeing my friends, of course, that was hard, but at the same time, it's like, this is no different to school holidays when I don't see my friends. Damn, wow, okay.
It was hard, like, not being able to see, like, other family members or friends,
Definitely.
but obviously, like, you could use other media such as Zoom or, like, I don't know, FaceTime, whatever, to communicate. But I remember when we got back together, it was a good feeling to see everyone together and just seeing them in person rather than seeing them through a camera. I think with me, I'm lucky because like I have 3 younger brothers, and like obviously I like both my parents. So like I think I was lucky that I kind of had that sort of company. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of them were at home, which was fair enough, you know. There was one student. He came every day, so I was very happy that he was able to join me in this. At first, it was very much so like he was joining me as a member of Student Representative Council to show the kids that were there. They're like, oh yeah, you know, your leaders do care. And then it ended up becoming a bet like first person to not show up, I think, has to give the other one $10 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't able to keep up with me, so.
Oh, he couldn't catch up.
No, he could not.
Did you get the $10?
Actually, no, I forgot about that. But that's all right. I didn't really care too much.
You need to go chase him up on that $10. That is
Hopefully
vital.
he's watching this.
Yeah. Anthony, if you're listening to this, pay your boy.
Please.
He needs all the money he can get. Look at him. He's so sad.
Okay, can you give me a second? I need to turn on my air conditioner. It's really
Yeah,
hot.
no worries. It's actually really hot. I have my fan on, and I'm really hoping that my mic isn't picking it up. How would you describe your current outlook to the future as opposed to maybe a year ago or pre-corona or even in like junior school or year 11? How has your outlook to the future progressively changed or not changed? And like, has it been positive? Has it been negative or combination?
I've definitely become more positive.
In all honesty, it's been kind of the same.
Right now, I'm very positive. I'm very happy where I am right now.
Well, that's good.
I remember like when I started high school, like I never cared about my future. I think I only really cared about gaming.
Before Corona, I was still hoping to get into UTS to pursue my dream of becoming an animator, and that hasn't changed. If anything,
good.
I'd say Corona has furthermore inspired me to do so, because while it is disruptive, kind of didn't change much for me.
It's definitely, I think as soon as I hit, I'd say maybe, honestly, the start of year 12 was when I got really positive and I really wanted to work hard for my future. I think the only really negative things is like being like stressed about it, or like being worried about my future, like, oh, like what if I don't, get into the university I want to? What if I don't, get the career I want in the future?
Kind of positive at first, because I knew like in primary school I was like really shy, and like I wasn't someone you'd call smart, but I wasn't dumb. I think it's because I'm really shy. I kind of like closed myself off a bit.
Right.
But I think in year 7 I kind of started opening up more. Especially I think in year 10 I felt like that was like my pinnacle in regard to academic and just like personal achievement.
Yeah.
Year 10 to year 11 I was going through some stuff, but I think I persevered through that, and I felt like I received a lot in year 10, and like that made me have a positive outlook in life.
In terms of, I guess, courses and career paths, that has changed numerous amounts of times.
Really?
I guess many.
Many times.
Many. Probably still changing. But I guess this probably wasn't affected by COVID, but like before COVID, I was looking at civil engineering.
Ooh.
Now, yes, right. And now, actually, I don't quite know what role I want to take, but like, all I know is that I want to do commerce, something business related. I just want to be more interactive in terms of helping people. Oh, I guess one of the things, okay, because like, again, I want to do commerce, but that's kind of just like for right now, because I feel like that'll be the most practical option in terms of like, going to my early 20s, getting a job, whatever.
Ah, yes.
But like during COVID, what I kind of realized that like dream scenario, like everything lines up correctly for me in the future. Like at some point, like my ideal situation is that I am running my own charitable like organization or institution.
Whoa!
Yeah, so like that's like a dream, like, you know, I need to have like a lot of money and like all of this kind of help from like different connections and whatnot.
I think that's a wonderful dream. So just think of the person that you were, you know, in year 7, in year 9, 10, 11, 12, now. You know, can you spot any greatly impactful or influential events that have happened in your life which have contributed to your own development as a person? Or if you can't, how would you describe this gradual change?
Definitely my homeroom teacher. The first one I've ever had. She definitely helped me, I guess, like feel comfortable in high school and like fit around in school. She was definitely like a teacher, but like she was also like a best friend to me, because, you know, we had so much in common, and we just like, whenever we see something, we just like have a conversation. And I think she was definitely the most like impactful person in my life. She, when I had going through like a tough time, she was there for me, and she, you know, gave me hot chocolate.
I'd like to think that I've become a bit more conscious about, you know, spending your time wisely. I think just, again, making every second count, not wasting your time, putting your effort towards the things that make you happy, that you're passionate about, towards making your dreams come true in the future, and just kind of acknowledging that and understanding it a bit better. Because in year 11 I procrastinated all the time, but then
That's what year 11 was for.
yeah, that is. but once year 12 hit, especially once Corona hit, I think I just realized, it clicked for me that, yeah, you gotta make every second count before it's all gone, because it can all go just like that, like it happened this year.
There was more of a gradual thing as well in terms of our friend groups. Year 7 was really hard. I felt, I think, more alone, but I had some friends here and there. Year 8 and 9, it was a mess, to be honest. Still couldn't fit in quite well with those two.
Yeah, in terms of like my spiritual journey, I feel like I've always, you know, been brought closer to God in like communal moments. You know what I mean? Like experiencing faith with others. But I guess what really impacted my passion and joy for it, I guess, would be in year 9. We attended the Australian Catholic Youth Festival.
Oh yes, ACYF.
Yep.
Well, obviously, like what I was saying in year 10, as a result, I kind of grown close with certain people, especially with some of the teachers, and as a result of like building a relationship with them, they kind of helped me develop more confidence in myself, I guess. And they just taught me that there's no doubt there's like negative people out there who's gonna try and break you down. I'm pretty sure they were saying like, be flattered over the fact that you were chosen to be broken down, because if they chose you, then they have something that they desire. I'm pretty sure that was what they were saying.
Ooh, that's kind of cool actually.
That went on to year 10, where I stuck with one friend group again, and it was just still felt left out. And then I think in senior year, when I started to have a new friend group, like, it was probably one of the best things that helped me develop as a person. It's definitely helped me like to become who I really am, and like be able to feel more confident with myself, and like I just feel a lot more happier than before.
I remember on the second night when we had the evening plenary, we were singing, everything was great. Like, I was already having a great time, and then I turned around behind me, And like, again, I won't name his name, but like, he was like, basically, just for some context, this young man is a delinquent. You know, I don't even know why he came on the ACYF. You know, he didn't strike me as a Christian by any means, and he was just on his knees crying, and I lost it.
Wow.
So then I started crying, and then I started hugging him, and it was a beautiful moment.
In regards to this year, 2020, it was our final year of the long-awaited finale to 13 years of schooling. It was our, grand exit from the stage. It had a lot of grandeur associated with it. Like, we were supposed to have our last athletics carnival, our graduation, our formal, How do you feel about being deprived of that, really?
Well, like, not gonna lie, it sucked. Like, it was just so annoying having to hear the announcement or just read, it's cancelled, we can't move on with this event. And even though, like, we're all, frustrated and upset about this whole thing, however, like, obviously it's not the teacher's fault, it's not the school's fault.
Yeah.
And that's what we had to keep in mind, is that, like, I know they wanted it, they didn't want to cancel the event, but they kind of had to because of all the restrictions and stuff.
Yeah, there was just no other choice.
When I was just sitting there thinking about it after we had an SRC meeting, it just kind of hit me all at once, just kind of how quickly, everything could. It was basically an existential crisis. How quickly
We'd have at least
could.
one of those every year.
Yeah, it was so weird realizing how quickly everything would end, without you even realizing it.
Yeah, it was just really frustrating because, like, year 12 was supposed to be that year where it's like we just get to do, events we've done for many years. We get to have like a final one and finish it off with a bang.
Yeah.
And to have it, cancelled, it just really sucked.
To be honest, like, I never really thought too much about how much we've lost, because a few of my, like, role models in my life, a lot of them were just, like, helping me realize that there is so much to be grateful for. There are, like, almost always opportunities to do something or to make the best of a situation. And I guess, we did miss out on a lot, but I think I was always more busy trying to find something else to do.
Even though we missed out this year, I didn't want to see it as, what we lost and complain about what we lost. I wanted to see it as an opportunity to try and fill that void, to try and do something in its place.
I love that you had that positive outlook on such a pretty depressing situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's good that there are some people that actually, they're able to, rise above it, and other people can see, what you did. Even in such trying times, they can be inspired by you, which I think is beautiful. If you could describe this year in one word or a phrase, how would you describe it?
Life sucks. But
Full stop.
Not what I expected, but I like it. Is that alright?
That is amazing. I love that.
Is that okay?
there are always little things that makes it better and things that, can make you be happy. So it's always just about, trying. Like, just try. Life is about trying. So, yeah.
Frustrating.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And why did you say that?
It, like, with me, my journey in year 12, it was just up and down. Like, at the start of year 12, like, I was doing pretty well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually doing pretty well. And then after lockdown, it kind of just went down a little bit. And then it kind of went up a bit. And then it kind of went down. Like, I didn't think I did terrible. But, like, I could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm, like, frustrated.
True. how you experience this year is uniquely you. You know? Everything that you did during the year, it's because that's your life. That's how you lived it. Yeah, and just because it may differ from another person's lived experience of the year 2020 doesn't invalidate it or make it more valid than anyone else's.
Ooh, so many to choose from. So many words. But one phrase, I think... Now, I'm going to quote Doctor Who here, so bear with me. But everything ends, and it's always sad. But everything begins again too, and that's always happy. So be happy. I think that sums up this year pretty well.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. This video has been a little passion project of mine for the past several months. And between heavy procrastination and a very busy schedule, it's taken a lot to get out. But it's finally here and I couldn't be happier to share it with you guys. So, if you liked any part of this video, why not consider subscribing? It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. And I'd love to see what you guys thought about the video. Did you find anything helpful, or maybe even comforting from the people that talked? And to my students, how did you survive 2020? Tell me how you coped with it in the comments below. This has been Ghosting Jalei, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye!